What if grades actually told the truth about what students know and can do? In many schools, grades are often influenced by homework completion, participation, attendance, and behavior. As a result, a student's grade may not accurately reflect their actual learning. In their book Leading Standards-Based Learning, Tammy Heflebower, Hoegh, and Warrick present a practical roadmap for helping schools shift from traditional grading systems to standards-based learning, a system that focuses on student mastery of essential academic standards. This book is especially valuable for school leaders, principals, district administrators, and teachers who want to create a more accurate, fair, and effective learning environment. In this video, we'll explore the key ideas from the book, the 5-step implementation process, and the lessons every educational leader can apply to improve student learning. Let's get started. What is standards-based learning? The foundation of the book is a simple question: what should grades communicate? Traditional grading systems often combine academic achievement with behavior and effort. A student may receive a lower grade because they missed assignments, even if they fully understand the content. Standards-based learning changes that approach. Instead of measuring how many points students earn, it measures how well students have mastered specific learning standards. The goal is to provide clear answers to 3 important questions. What are students expected to learn? How well have they learned it? What should happen next to improve learning? When students know exactly what success looks like, they become more focused and engaged in their learning journey. Why school leaders matter. The authors emphasize that implementing standards-based learning is not simply changing report cards, it's changing the culture of an entire school system. And culture change requires leadership. Many schools fail because they focus on procedures before building understanding. Effective leaders begin by explaining the purpose behind the change. Teachers need to understand how standards-based learning improves instruction. Parents need reassurance that the new system will benefit their children. Students need clarity about what is expected of them. The authors remind us that people are far more likely to support change when they understand the reason behind it. Leadership is not about forcing change. It's about creating a shared commitment to a better way of serving students. Step 1. Create a shared vision. The first step in the implementation process is creating a shared vision. Without a clear vision, every teacher may interpret standards-based learning differently. School leaders should bring stakeholders together and discuss important questions such as: what should grades represent? What does student success look like? How can we ensure consistency across classrooms? When teachers participate in creating the vision, they develop ownership of the process. This shared understanding helps reduce confusion and resistance later. The authors stress that successful implementation begins long before policies are written. It begins with meaningful conversations about learning and student success. Step 2. Identify priority standards. One challenge facing educators today is the overwhelming number of standards they are expected to teach. Teachers often feel pressure to cover everything. The authors recommend identifying priority standards, the most important skills and knowledge students must master. These standards are essential because they prepare students for future learning, have long-term value, support success across multiple subjects. By focusing on priority standards, schools can move from superficial coverage to deep learning. Instead of rushing through content, teachers can spend more time helping students truly understand and apply important concepts. As the authors suggest, when everything is important, nothing is truly prioritized. Step 3. Develop proficiency scales. The third step is creating proficiency scales. A proficiency scale clearly defines different levels of mastery. For example, Level 4 represents advanced understanding, Level 3 represents proficiency, Level 2 shows partial understanding. Level 1 indicates beginning understanding. These scales create transparency. Students know exactly what is required to reach the next level. Teachers have a common language for discussing achievement. Parents gain a clearer understanding of their child's progress. Instead of vague feedback like "good job" or "needs improvement," students receive specific information about where they are and what they need to do next. This turns assessment into a tool for growth rather than judgment. Step 4. Align assessment and reporting. The fourth step focuses on assessment and reporting. The authors argue that assessments should directly measure mastery of standards. Every assessment should answer one key question: has the student demonstrated proficiency? This requires schools to reconsider traditional grading practices. Academic achievement should be reported separately from behavior, effort, or attendance. A student's grade should communicate learning, not compliance. Clear reporting systems help parents understand strengths, areas for improvement, and the next steps for student growth. When reporting becomes more transparent, trust between schools and families increases. Step 5. Continuous improvement. The final step is continuous improvement. Implementing standards-based learning is not a one-time project. It's an ongoing process. School leaders must regularly evaluate progress, provide professional development, and gather feedback from teachers, students, and families. The most successful schools view implementation as a journey rather than a destination. Small improvements, made consistently over time, create lasting change. The authors encourage leaders to remain patient and persistent. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, but when schools stay committed to the process, the results can be remarkable. Leading standards-based learning provides a practical blueprint for schools that want to focus on what matters most: student learning. The book teaches us that successful implementation requires a shared vision, clear priority standards, meaningful proficiency scales, accurate assessments, continuous improvement. Most importantly, it reminds us that grades should communicate learning, not simply reward compliance. When schools focus on mastery rather than points, students gain a clearer understanding of their progress and become more motivated to learn. For educational leaders seeking to improve teaching, assessment, and student achievement, this book offers valuable guidance and a proven path forward. If you found this summary helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow educators and school leaders. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next book summary.